Hey, Hirt from Roller Warehouse here with another video review. I'm here today to talk about something very important, aggressive skate sizing. I've gathered one of every different style skate we have, and we're going to talk about the sizing differences. A rule of thumb is pretty much all skates run very true to size. Lengthwise, it's the width where they differentiate. So today I'm going to talk about some of the differences in some of the skates and some things you can do to find a skate that's going to fit you best. Alright, first style skates we're going to talk about is Razor brand skates. First up, we have the SL style skates, the super light style skates. This includes the Dre 2s, Burstons, Silhans. These skates run very true to size, length and width wise, so you want to stick with your normal shoe size. Expect them to be super tight at first, simply for the reason they have a jug liner. And jug liners are known for having some of the heaviest padded liners out on the market. So they're definitely going to be tight at first, but just keep in mind, your skates aren't going to get smaller. They're only going to get bigger as the liner breaks in. So it's super important to have your skates tight at first. Next up, we have the Razor Genesis style skates. These are the Ian McLeod skates. They run very true to size lengthwise, and these skates do have a little bit of extra width to the shell. So if you have a wide foot, Razor Genesis are your ideal style skate. Alright, Razor Colts, also very true to size lengthwise. Widthwise, pretty true to size, just going to be a pinch narrower than an SL. I still think they run pretty true. Something else you can do is just take the liner out of the plastic shell and just throw your foot in there. And then kind of, feel around for how much room you have in the shell. If you got like a pinky's width all the way around your foot, you'll be good. You just have to give the liner some time to break in and for the shell to kind of break in as well. Next up, we have Remedy skates. Here we have their HR 1.2 skates. Same story with these skates, very true to size, length and width wise. There is something you should watch out for. If you notice the shell curves a little bit in this way, it just makes it a little bit narrow around the toe cap. These skates as well have a super heavy padded liner, so when you first get them, expect them to be super tight, borderline painful, but trust me, after a few weeks worth of hardcore skating, that liner is going to break in a lot. OS style skates, it's still the same style shell as the halfies and the HR skates, it just doesn't have the soft top on top. Still very true to size, length and width wise. Alright, here we have the K2 varsity skates. Now K2s, very true to size, length and width wise. Expect them to be pretty tight at first. K2s are known for being a super comfortable skate because it's a soft top skate, so it will break in all directions. We have the rollerblade style skates. We have the solo model boot here, and then we have their New Jack style or the downtown style skates. Both of these skates still very true to your normal shoe size, so stick with your normal shoe size. Here we have the SSM style skates, my personal favorite, very true to size. The thing about this skate is it has an inner plastic shell, and the inner plastic shell is the same style as a Razor Colt. The inner plastic shell also is toe cut, so if you're a half size, you'll be able to fit into these skates because it's going to give you a little bit of extra toe room. Alright, here we have the Volo TV style skates. Now the thing about the Volos, or especially the TV styles and the Alex Broskow styles, they do have an inner plastic shell, but that inner plastic shell is kind of narrow widthwise, still very true to size lengthwise. So that's just something you should keep in mind, that it is very narrow widthwise. And even if you were to size up, that may solve your width issue, but then you're going to end up with a bunch of toe room. So if you have a wide foot, Volo TV AB style skates may not be your best option. But Volo does have a fix for that. They have their Volo light skates. Now these skates, the inner shell has been 4 millimeters wider and longer, so that now these fit very true to size, length and width wise. Shadow style skates. It's a shoe inside of the skate, so same story, stick with your normal shoe size. Expect them to be tight at first. Alright, now we have the USD skates. Here we have UFS thrones, and here we have classic thrones. The big difference in these shells is the UFS thrones are going to be a little bit more narrow widthwise compared to the classic thrones. Lengthwise, still going to be very true to your normal shoe size. It's super important for you to get a skate the same size as your foot, because if you have extra room inside your skate, your foot's going to move around, you can get blisters, it's going to be uncomfortable, and your skates are going to feel super heavy because they're too big for you. And also, having a skate that fits your foot correctly makes the skate a little bit more responsive. Alright, here we have the USD carbon style skates. Now carbon style skates, very true to size, length, and width wise, and this goes the same for carbon 2s, carbon 3s, and carbon lights. Carbon 4s are going to feel a little bit tighter initially because the liner that comes in these is a lot thicker than the liners in the carbon 2s, 3s, and frees, but still very true to size, length, and width wise. Right here I have a very handy device called a foot measurer. Use this to measure your foot to find out the true size of your foot. I recommend a lot of people do this just so they can get a skate that's going to fit their foot the best. I like to have a little bit of extra room in my walking around shoes, but I like my skates to fit me very tight to make them as responsive and light as possible. But yeah, you can usually find these at any of your local shoe stores. They're probably more than willing to let you use it and find out the true size of your foot.